All right, so what if we thought bigger? What if instead of being so concerned with control, we worried much more about impact? How would that change our world? I deeply believe that we as scientists could have a tremendously larger impact on our world, on the organizations and people that we serve, if we looked a little bit to the right and to the left, if we looked a little bit upstream into process, looked a little bit further downstream into outcomes. And I genuinely believe that this could change the face of our science, and it could really be important for us moving forward. What do I mean when I say, what happens if we look bigger? What happens, for example, if we stop worrying as much about an assessment test and a performance outcome? This is important. But rather we look upstream into some of the ambient data generated in the recruitment process. What if we look not only at skills, but we look at sentence structure to give an idea of cognitive complexity and creativity? What if we look not only at the outcomes of performance, which are obviously necessary, but we can look at other kinds of outcomes like wage growth, movement, the 50% survival rate. We can look at the impact on the other people around the newly hired employee. How would that change our science? How could we use what we already do so well and then use this to extend and complement it? I'm not up to 2 minutes yet. That's not even a thing. What if, rather than being hamstrung by the locations in which we operate, locations in which we sit, we could view the entire world as our labor market? What if instead of only skimming off the top of the people who happen to float through our facility, we were able to look at all of the contingent staff options, all of the labor markets around the world, and not look only at labor costs, but rather look at the availability of college programs, the availability of women in the workforce, the availability of executive management talent. How about language proficiency? How could we develop a solid and useful measure of job cost efficiency instead of just labor efficiency? How could we engage with universities to build pipelines such that labor markets were no longer a constraint that controlled us, but rather something we could directly influence so that we could change the trajectory of the organizations in which we serve, make sure that we had the talent markets in order to be able to deliver what we needed. What would be different if we delivered whole talent solutions instead of only delivering piece parts, instead of only delivering a little bit of a basket at a time? What would be different if we could just think bigger? Thank you.